semester, the Urban Assessment course, 201, was asked to develop an assessment of the South University neighborhood.
As a class, we performed a community assessment of the South University neighborhood here in San Jose. So we analyzed different elements of the neighborhood using what's called an asset-based approach, so looking at the strengths of the community instead of the weaknesses and what needs to be solved. It was interesting because there were some definitely problems with the neighborhood, so identifying those strengths was a little difficult. Particularly, my group looked at the urban form and streetscape of the neighborhood. So what the different structures looked like and how they related to the street in general, and how those streets may have fostered a degree of community activity, whether it was human activity on the streets or just the sense of place that the neighborhood exuded.
So this semester our class basically was challenged with creating a baseline study for the South University neighborhood so we can pass it on to future semesters who will be taking a deeper dive into the neighborhood and finding ways to improve or enhance the quality of life of South University neighborhood. And our team actually focused on the urban realm, specifically urban form and the physical characteristics of the neighborhood. So we basically assessed everything physical in the neighborhood that is hard fixed, like streets and trees and houses, density to be more specific, things like that.
An assessment of the neighborhood includes understanding the existing conditions of the community, such as the urban form, the demographics, the types of businesses, as well as the policies that have shaped the neighborhood. And after this analysis, the students collect a bunch of information and they present it back to the community in the form of an open house. And at the open house, the community gets to give input and feedback based on their work. And then towards the end of the semester, the students develop a comprehensive planning report that really sets a foundation for subsequent stages of community planning. And it allows the community to define what their priorities are in the community, as well as develop eventually a neighborhood plan for their community.
Make sure you're communicating fairly consistently. Make sure everybody knows their tasks for the week and for the semester. You're also going to want to get back to each other fairly quickly on emails and phone call because lots of people have varied schedules. So the fact that you're communicating on an, if not daily, then at least every other day basis makes it easier for people to know what they have to do. And that makes working in a team a little more successful.
The best thing I've learned from this class experience is to have a good team atmosphere, is to have fun, have a good time. Our group here, it was great. We didn't really have any negative experiences. We all worked really well together, and it made me really enjoy the class.
What was the most challenging aspect of working in teams?
Communication, staying in touch with everybody and making sure that you're giving feedback and everybody knows where everybody else is at, and so you're not duplicating efforts, or so you're aware of where you should be going.
I would say adjusting to everyone's schedule.
Adjusting to schedules.
Okay. So
Communication. And adjusting to everyone's schedules.
With the community. We looked at a lot of information and data, and I think the most I learned was actually from walking the community and then actually engaging with those people after we found that data. So basically, taking something abstract and turning it into something concrete.
I think the most valuable experience in the class was just being able to learn a lot of different skills, and as far as like gathering data, there was a lot of methods that we used, both qualitative and quantitative, so it was just kind of neat to like practice those skills and to learn new ones.
I think it was the open house and being able to present our information and tailor it to the community, and watching the reactions and being able to see, you know, how receptive they were to our information. That was definitely the most rewarding experience.
Just as you take my hand, just as you write my number down, just as the drinks arrive.